how does the expectation of fluency compound with other marginalized forces? I think it's pretty similar. So there was an expectation that fluency was the accepted form of communicating, but there were also expectations in other areas as well. There can be expectations for how you're supposed to dress, expectations for how you're supposed to talk, expectations for how you're supposed to look, expectations for who you are supposed to love. And so I think when you have expectations from a group or expectations from a community that don't align with who you are on the inside, then it makes you feel as if your way of being in the world is problematic. So I think for me personally, not only was my way of talking and my way of communicating, not only was that perceived um, as problematic, and I felt that it was problematic because of expectations, I also felt like my way of being in the world was also problematic because the expectations from the world were one way, and how I felt internally on the inside was a different way. So I think what that does is it really causes you to conform, it causes you to pass, it causes you to um, just sort of swim around the expectations in the best way that you can. And so I did that for a large part of my life and even into my adulthood. And even now, I would say that that's even sometimes an issue because there was no life vest. You had to just swim in the current the best way you could around those expectations, no matter what they were. So I think as a person who stutters, who also has additional marginalized identities, it really took a long time to understand that my way of being in the world is just as it is, and that my way of being in the world is okay. But I think that those different expectations that affect people from multiple angles, I think can really compound in a way that only you understand it, really truly understand it if you experience it.